You are looking at a second gen Tacoma, and in today's video we're going to be installing the AuCar Tesla screen head unit. And in full transparency, this is a sponsored video from AuCar. They sent me this unit a while back to put in a 2006 Toyota Tacoma. That video is live on my channel as well, and they did give me a discount code if anyone was looking to get this unit for their Tacoma. You can find that in the description below. This video, I really just wanted to give some tips and tricks for the installation, and at the end give you my honest review. Jumping into some of the installation tips, the first thing you gotta do is take out the original head unit. You can see here it's in two pieces, and this bottom piece just pries out. We used a screwdriver, but you could use any prying tool that you like. And you'll see that there's two plug-ins in the back. You'll hit the release there, pull it out, and you'll hit the release on the other one and just pull it out, and you are good to go with the first part. And for safety, it's always best if you disconnect the battery once you're working with electronics. We actually forgot to do it in this video as well, but it's something that they do recommend. And for the next part, all you're going to do is get a 10mm socket to take out the four 10mm bolts there. Now, you're not going to need those bolts putting it back together, and I'll show you why later. But I would save those four bolts along with saving your original head unit, just in case something goes wrong with your new AuCar head unit, or something, maybe you won't like it, maybe it lags a little too much for you. So go ahead and keep those. And once you get all four of those out, you're going to be able to just pop out the second part of the head unit. There are clips again on the four corners, so you're going to have to go and give it quite a bit of a push to get past that resistance. And now that we got the second part popped off, we're going to pull it out as far as we can. Of course, there's a lot of wires already plugged in, and we're going to just take a quick look back there, see exactly what we're working with, and then we're going to start unplugging everything. Now, before you do this project, I highly recommend that you pull out the manual, look at all the diagrams and pictures that they give you there, so you know what most of these wires will be doing and how they affect each part of the operation of the tablet and the head unit itself. And when we did the installation video for the 2006 model Tacoma, we played it a little bit closer to the book, showing you how those wires would go in. We sort of knew what everything was. Today was more of a speed run. We were just trying to get this project done, so we pretty much just unplugged everything, and when we went to plug everything back in, it was more of a does it fit and does it work type scenario. Now, when you're doing this installation, one of the more tricky parts is connecting to the OBD2 port. And you can see where it's located underneath the steering wheel, and we're trying to get that wire all the way to the back here. We ended up using this tool here with an extension with a claw. I can't think of the name. If you can think of it, go ahead and drop that in the comments below. So that tool really did come in clutch, and it came in clutch right here as well. You can see it just clips onto the wires, and once we get it situated, we're able to pull that straight into the glove compartment. What those were two different USB ports. So if you wanted to charge anything with a USB, you have two bonus ports in your glove box. Earlier in the video, I said we won't need those bolts again, and we won't. The reason for that is everything clips into place. Now, that being said, you are going to need to use the clips that are on the back of the original head unit, and you're going to have to be very careful because these will snap. You can see that there's going to be four white clips that are going to be on the smaller part here, and you're going to need all four of those. And then there's going to be two yellow clips that you need. This actually has three, but you only need two of them. And once we flip over the new head unit, you can see all four of the white clips there. And then at the very top, we're going to use both of the yellow clips. And that is all the prep work you need to do before popping that into place. Now, when you're looking at all the wiring harnesses that AuCar gave you, it looks like a lot, and it is a lot. There's a lot of different models. My 2006 didn't have a lot of the technology, so we didn't use a lot of the wires. My 2014 does have the backup camera and some of the newer technology, so we're able to utilize a lot more of the kit this time. And most of the connections are labeled so you could figure out what goes exactly where. Now, if you know exactly what you're doing and what all of these wire harnesses do, you could probably knock this project out in around 30 minutes or less. Of course, if you're new to a lot of the wiring situations, like me and my friend were here, it's going to probably take you closer to an hour and a half. We did, all said and done, have two small wires that were plugged into the original head unit that we could not find a place that they would fit in the new head unit. And so we had two cords that we just completely didn't use. There wasn't a spot for them, and there wasn't a connector to get those attached. And so if that happens to you, that could be normal. I know, especially for my 2006, I didn't use probably 5 or 6 adapters. And for this one, I didn't use 2 different cords that came straight from the truck. And since we're doing a lot of guesswork here, you definitely want to test the unit out before you pop it into place. Once you pop this into place, it is pretty difficult to get out. So you're going to want to make sure everything's plugged in, everything's how you want it to, so you don't have to mess with trying to pop this bad boy out. And as you can see, we turned on the truck and it's giving us this nice image here. This is the first time it's been plugged into this system, so it's doing a full boot up. You can see that it's powered by Android. Now, this unit does come with the Android Auto along with Apple CarPlay. Now, both of those are supposed to work with the wireless and the wired versions, but I've been having quite a bit of trouble with the wireless version of the Android Auto and having to be using the cord to be able to actually use the Android Auto, which is really nice when it does work, but it's a little bit annoying to have to use the wire whenever you know that it should be able to, connect wireless. And jumping back to the installation part of the video, there's quite a bit of wires back there, and you have to make sure that none of those are going to be blocking it when you push it in. And we thought they were being blocked right there, but it just ends up we weren't pushing hard enough. And so you can see we're giving it a much better push here. And once we do give it that push, that's going to click into place, and that thing is not going to go anywhere. And you can see here when we throw it into reverse, it is working with the backup camera. He's going to go ahead and lift its tailgate for us. Now, something that was interesting, whenever we were plugging in the cameras, the yellow cord does not go to the yellow port. It's actually a green cord that plugs into the yellow port. I'm not sure why green is connecting to yellow, but this is what we had to do to get video, and it started working as soon as we did. And in the clip right here, you can see whenever you were turning the wheel, it would actually give you some yellow guidelines. And I decided to come back when it was a little bit less sunny. The sun's going down here so we could get a good view of inside the truck. I absolutely love the aesthetic part of this screen, even though sometimes it is a little bit glitchy. Sometimes it does crash, to be completely honest with you. It is just a tablet. The aesthetic of it looks really good and really clean. There's quite a few apps and quite a few different pages you can go to and things you can do on this truck. You can see here that they have the RPMs and the running speed, which is something really cool. And you can see here that it's working whenever we revved it up. Now, the cool thing is that this is based off of Android, so you do have the Google Play Store. So there's thousands of different cool apps that you could download to this tablet. However, to be completely honest, you're not going to be using much of the integration screens that I'm showing you here today. If you got this, you'll probably connect it directly to Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, and that's going to be the template that you'd be seeing more often. Now, in my other video, I do show you a little bit more of the Android Auto side of things. I wasn't able to get it going for this video. I didn't have a cord. But towards the end of the summer, I plan to have a much more robust review of going over all of the features, all of the bugs, all of the pros and the cons of this head unit. So be sure to subscribe to see more. And the next bit of footage is going to be me inside of the truck, so get ready for a quick audio change. Okay guys, we're in the Tacoma. You can see there's a few games you can actually play on this. You just hit that back button to start a new game. This is Crossy Roads. It used to be one of my favorites, and it's still a pretty good game, especially if you have just a lot of time to kill. I like to play it on airplane mode whenever I'm on an airplane, and it kills a lot of time just trying to get a new record. Once you die, you can always hit home. That's going to take you to this screen here. You can see time, you have navigation. So this is what navigation is going to look like. We're going to go back home. One of those apps is called apps, but there's also the app list right here. Once you click it, you can see there's a few things already installed. One that I just installed was Clash of Clans. Now, this game you can download and actually get it working, but you can't play it because of the way it's formatted. You can see going here in the village, you can't hit the attack button, and so the format's a little bit off, and I don't know how to change the format to where this will fit for this screen. So when you go back to the normal village, you can still collect resources, do stuff like there, but unfortunately you cannot attack. So that was a little bit sad that I wouldn't be able to play that game here. Yep, we're going to confirm the exit. You can see Crossy Roads, of course, did work. We have, let's see, Prime Video. That's one that I'm not sure if I'm logged in yet. See if we could get something going there. Looks like we'll just try SpongeBob. Now you can see here I was using Amazon Prime. Of course, you could download Netflix, Hulu, any of the streaming services of your choice. And the picture's not that bad. And there's me taking off the light so you can see it a little bit better. But again, you can watch Amazon Prime, so that's actually pretty cool there. I'm going to go ahead and close it here. And that actually puts it in a minimized tab. That's cool. But I'm going to completely exit out there. There's some pictures here. You could select your own picture. We're not going to put any pictures. They have a lot of really beautiful scenery here. I think I like the mountains the best out of all of those. You can see there's quite a bit you can customize here. You can set different defaults, app customization, GPS. So this is going to give you your GPS coordinates. So that's all going to be right there. Time and date, language, has quite a few different languages you could pick from. If you wanted to mess with all of the sound, you could do that here. I'm going to hit back, along with the dimming. And if you go to the second page of settings, you're going to be able to find how you can connect to the internet. You can do a hotspot, you can do Wi-Fi, or you can do a data plan. I don't know exactly how you'd get the data plan set up, but it is an option. You can see those were the flashers there. They have an AC button, a place to turn up and down the fans, a place to turn up and down the volume, and then a place to change the fans. And guys, we really didn't even scratch the surface of everything that this tablet can actually do. And on the flip side, I haven't had this installed in my truck for too long, so we don't know how glitchy or how many problems there can be in the future, how many problems will arise. I'm already having a little bit of trouble connecting to the Android Auto. I have to do that with the wire, so that's one of the issues I'm already experiencing. And every once in a while the whole system will crash, so that's definitely something you're going to have to consider. I definitely want to test out the longevity of this unit, see how it's working at the end of the summer, see if I have any more issues that I can report. I will say though, aesthetically it does look really good and it makes the whole system pop. It's definitely a mod that you could put in your Tacoma to give the interior a little bit of a wow factor. As of right now, that's my only interior mod. I do have some Classio leather seat covers that I'm going to be installing soon, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss that. And guys, if you've made it this far, if you'll go ahead and just drop a like and leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, it really does help this channel grow. Now, I hope this video helped with your installation or your consideration for buying this screen. Of course, if you do decide to buy, I have a coupon for you to save a little bit of money in the description below that you can use at checkout, and I'll have it linked to the product so you can check out the product and all of its features on the website as well. I appreciate you watching the full video, and I'll see you in the next one.